Hello friends and traders, welcome to this quick demonstration. This tool we are trying to dedicate to Mr. Bob, who has mastered this tool, and he does use this aggressively along with the frequency of the market, the energy model. He's mastered this. He's using this on various time frames, so I'm going to dedicate this segment to Mr. Bob. And I think he's also opening his mentorship, because after decades of market mastery and consuming these tools like nobody else, he has offered to mentor his private clients in Denver. If you are there, you can watch trade with him all day. I will give you his information. You can see this popping on the top. All right, so you can contact him, work with him, and see what he has to offer, and how, if you are a full-time trader, align yourself with his understanding of 369 models like nobody else. Having said that, so what are we doing, or what should we be doing, and how to use this? Now, this tool is very strong, and it has lots of shapes here, and they are very complex measurements going on. All right, so what do we have here? Let's start from this chart. This chart has been squared because we are dealing with geometrical structures. If you need high accuracy, especially on daily charts, because of the pixel scenarios, and how you can see here, like the bars have spaces, they have some more space here, less space here. It's a printing problem which becomes a geometrical problem. So squaring for longer term charts is critical. We are freezing the x and the y pixels like a drawing chart. Again, always recommend it to do all this plots by hand on a squared chart, because if you look at the printed paper chart, they have squares like these all over, right? So that is already squared. The chart is squared, the paper is squared, chart is squared, cells are squared. This is a cell. So what did we do? We thought about that, and we came up with this idea, right? How can we do this electronically? So having said that, what is Bob looking at? He is looking at, and all the students who have gone through and who has these tools, they are using in different ways. I'll tell you the baseline way of doing it. So we have this impulse. Market was going down, it impulsed. Perfect. So what are we looking at here? We're looking at if this impulse is true, and we see some vibration, we should be able to catch the end point of this move when it hits this rectangle. This is the area. Remember, we're dealing with areas because we're dealing with multi-month moves. If you're doing it 5-minute chart, then the same rules apply. The squaring may be different. It doesn't matter which instrument you are trading. It's a global phenomena, because the market itself is giving us the genetics of its vibration. So this is a genome of this move, and this is rotating. Even though we have some models which I'm not sure if I exposed them, we have taken human DNA and built some structures and overlaid on the charts. So you can see amazing patterns are coming up, but we will talk about that in later episode. So that is the reason we always talk about impulse bars, right? What is the impulse bar? We always say we have to first find the right pivots and right swings. The pivot is a good pivot if it has in the pivot definition the big bar, which is right here. This is a great swing because we see in the sequence of bars we see quite a bit of bars. So this is not about okay, 50 point is a good bar. It's not about that. You just see this, right? But remember, we are predicting the future. We're not going backwards in time. We're predicting the future. I'm showing you how the tool is done and what the rules are. The baseline rules are like such. So what are we expecting? So we are going to confirm that, hey, this guy is going to rotate. It hits circle and comes back. All right. So now this is a daily chart. Almost 100 points. Okay. I mean, let's do it. 5770. Right. So almost 90-100 points. Okay, no problems. Perfect. So we know that this square structure is going to hold, and we also know this is a DNA. We also know this is impulsive start. This pivot has been broken. This pivot has been broken by this is the initiation of the move. Right. This is the initiative move. This pivot trend line is broken. This pivot is broken and is holding above this basic 101 of technical analysis. All right, so we know we have found the right spot based on all these conditions, and we found a big bar. Lucky for us. I'm really expecting that when it gets here, I'm gonna short the market. I'll buy options, hedge it. 30 ways to put on a trade. And there it is, ratio trading. All right, so got it. So perfect. So next one. So what does the move entail when this is happening? If I just keep it here, right? Do nothing else, just keep it here. What can we learn from this evidence further, right? When you see this, remember cycles, we talk about cycles. Circle is a cycle. It's a cycle which is just keep on going. Some people go backwards, trying to reinvent time. Some people go forward, trying to predict time, and they just still stuck in circle. If you chop it off, it becomes a wave, right? Circle is a square, is a wave. Is a sine wave, is a cosine wave, cosine causality waves, right? This all comes from here. Waves are going and frequencies, waves, phase shifts. Again, we can say all those things, and they all maybe some little bit of small measurements, some mathematical changes. We can convert from circle to square and to different shapes, as you know. So now that is the fundamental of structural trading. Market comes down, comes back to retest this inner circle. Comes back to retest this bigger square. Now here, this is where Gann was saying use squared chart paper, charting paper, which has square inside squares. If you watch his charts, look at his charts. He's never using a blank chart. He's using a charting paper which has dimensions, which are the squares of the paper, and then there's a square inside that which is actual square. So he was putting things inside square and drawing trend lines. Watch his charts. Anyway, so there it is, right? So circle is cycle. So this is a half a cycle. So what is happening? Market went on the top. This is maybe a quarter cycle, right? This circle, if I divide into 4 parts, end is a complete half cycle. I apologize, allergies. It just pops up. So my friends, let's move forward. So I'm just trying to take some time to explain the structural validation has happened here. Inner circle, complete what we are looking for, the target, and reversal, comes back down the circle. Let's put it out. Now you may, oh, this is missing by 2 ticks because I chose a certain square, 3 by 3 square, right? Let's see. So 3 by 3 square per day, right? It could have been 3.14 by something else, right? So 2.14, 3.14. If you just go to fractions, you will start getting to the tick, but it's okay. We got the understanding. If we miss by a few ticks, no worries. So it is hitting and validating the structure. When it is in the half the circle, you can look at the quarter circles. Remember, cycle. Remember, everything you break it down into 4 parts. If this circle is cut off here and it is placed next to each other, it's like a cycle. At the same time, this can be cut into 4 parts. So that becomes a little bit of hard to manage and a little challenging, but just keep halfway points, right? End of the circle, half a cycle. This is a half, this is a quarter. Don't go beyond that. I think quarter and half are enough. So this is a half cycle. When the cycle came, it went down. When the cycle came, this bar, it hit, you can see right here, and turned again. It went into this small square from this rectangle. This rectangle actually is a 3 squares going sideways. Okay. All right. That's why I didn't plot it. No worry. So you got the idea. So this is how you want to really think about structures and doing some structural validation. So now we gotta move it. So you want to predict the bottom. So how do we do it? So let's look at it. Right now you have learned it. What do we do? We are looking for a pivot. So at this moment in the beginning, there's a pivot which is right here, and I keep it. And I say, okay, if market gets into this rectangle, I think this could be a low. So we got some idea initially from that point, and we say, now what has happened? Other things have happened within a whole month. All right, market came here, goes up, and then it comes with this guy as well. See this? Now we have a new pivot starting. This is a new sequence of pivot. This is a very big bar, and I keep it here as well. And then what do I see? I'm expecting, hey, this was a projected low, and now I'm looking at double confirmation. One from here, one from there. I got the low to the tick. There's a lot more going on. This is, let's say this is a lot more going on here. Okay. I think it's hard to explain all this if you don't have these tools, and you don't, at least you can learn. If you're building your own structural phenomena in your own software, think through all this. You may come with your own measurements, right? It's all natural laws. All right, so right here, market came up to the half a circle, and it crashed further. Now this is half a circle. It did not close below this, but it hit it, right? Now we are dealing with some panic moves. I don't know what happened in August, but we know this was a strong move, and this is coming again to retest this, right? This was the buy who initiated this move. We were touching these areas. We will do a separate video on this. Anyway, so you got this going. Perfect. So this is how you structure. If your formula, the model is good, it should work on any time frame, right? I think you agree on that. All right, so now let's move to this one. This is obviously a big bar. Well, there it is. Big initiative bar projected in August that this huge mega range top is coming, and what triggered the short of this is the outer circle. This is where you know what's going on. There are some measurements here, hidden measurements going on here, which is not expressed with in terms of formulas to anybody, right? It's not with anybody except for truly yours. So there are some reasons why this is built the way it is built, right? So again, we always love the confirmation. So from this movement, half a circle happened. Okay, the timing wise it hit. Let me remove these things a little bit. Just move them over. Market was moving and moving. The cycle happened, right? It lost of momentum. Yeah, it moved. It missed by a few points, but we are dealing with very huge movements, monthly movements. All right, as I said, if we do a square properly, and what is proper square, right? What is the magic of proper square, which we teach in level 3? Some people have, after huge pain in level 1, level 2, have reached the higher state of consciousness, level 3, where they are really understanding 100 years of forecast. Every major events in the world forecast. Every move in every commodity, major forecasts. Price forecast, unbelievable. Magic has begun for them. Here, everybody's on their own cosmic journey. And then, okay, this is it. These half circles are working. Timing wise, they are working. Right? So this one worked, we don't know, but we are no, remember, ultimately what we're trying to get at is this rectangle. It's like here. This is what we're after. And this rectangles, and timing and structures. Alright, my friends, so we got some half point reversal. Now the good validations come here as well, right? So now we know the structure, this DNA, and our square 3x3 and structural placement of big moves is working out nicely. We got reacted from here first time, we got reacted from here. We're dealing with 250 points, right? If you pay SPY options, ES option, hedged options. All right, or you can hedge your own entire portfolio right here, right? Okay, very nice, beautiful. All right, so Bob is now done a great job protecting all his sides of the equations. Now there's a pullbacks also happening, right? So this is the rules don't change. I'm just looking at the swings and finding the first or second big bars. That's it. I'm expecting market to either, it would have come here. I don't know if it is going to come there. If it does, I know what I'm expecting. So I know the structure. I know the defense, why this was defended, right? This is daily. If I go to weekly, if I go to monthly, the entire new phenomena opens. Always, this is daily. Go to weekly and daily minimal to see the big picture, what's going on and why and where and when. All right, so this is where I think it came to the half circle, it rejected it, then it went to the full circle, half a circle, end of the circle, half a circle. Let me just plot it for you. So it is doing some other kind of dance here, looks like, right? Then it went to this circle, and then the outer circle overlap, came down to this end of this circle, went to this circle, came back here, went to this circle, went to this circle, went to this circle. Now a few points are missing here, there, no problem. And then finally this circle. See these vibrations? Okay. Now where are we? Based on this placement, we are sitting right here, right? So things have moved on. We want to always go to new energy. So let's do, I think you got the idea of what's going on. We also talked about curve fitting as well, which basically means I find a balance point in this structure, and if I curve fit on the top side, I should see the market might go to the bottom side, which it did from here to here. Rectangle to rectangle, came up. End of this square, remember, end of the squares are timing. So if I vertically drop this, this is a time. Vertically drop this, this is a time. Now where are we? We came to this rectangle. We held it twice. Now we bounced once, bounced twice. We are here, right? Now this is, if this same thing has happened here, if this is gonna hold, now let's look at a little bit of another basic trading 101. This was the buyer, right here, which initiated the entire move. He held it for an entire year. Does he have the power to hold, or is going to fold? That's always the question. So what am I going to do if I want to take a long structural risk, which I think if I did it once, remember what did Gann say? One time, two time, third time, high risk. Remember the rules. So it went up 2 times. From here, bounce. They are having hard time, but also same time it's making lower lows, my friends, right? So we have to use the market maker models overlay on this, or we have to go to weekly charts, so see where the structures might be, right? But at this moment, we have found these structures, the entire vibrations. Well, entire last 1 year we just went in like less than 10 minutes, my friends. This is the power of these L1, L2 tools, my friends. Get engaged and talk to Bob. So where is Bob? So let's put Bob's. He's very excited. He has been a research scientist for a long time, and he just, I would say, all right, sorry, I got distracted. I have to do, okay, so I think I would say folks can reach out to Mr. Bob. Let me put his text, his okay. Well, we like quarters, so let's everything is quarter. This is the email, Bob's email. If he is more than happy to show you intraday magic using the same tool. All right. So my friends, I hope you know what's going on at this moment. Trade wars, this wars, structural wars, everything. You knew it. From here we found the top, initiated top. We found it here. I mean, if this is, I think, as close you could get to the structural vibration. This is just one tool, right? In level 1, level 2, you have around 20 tools. They just, as I said, this one tool itself is a whole world in itself. So master each and every tool for different reasons, based on different conditions, and that's, I think, that's a great presentation, I would say, dedicated to Bob, because I think I see him use this in his videos, in his presentations, and he loves it. And I think he loves it because he understands, and he is very mature. He's a very mature trader. He understands. He has spent decades and decades and decades. He knows it all in the Gann world, but there was never any institute or the research team he could work with to really see it happen in real life with the modern technology, right? And then he is the one to collaborate with, and hopefully you guys can email and get going. Thank you so much for seeing this. Don't get in any panic. Reduce your losses, hedge it. Don't take any excitement or any we are totally hedged since this, right? We are totally hedged. We predicted this high. We are totally hedged. And hedge doesn't mean you don't have to take any trade. So we are buying things in a hedged way. If I ask you where is your portfolio right now, if you just didn't know what you're doing, you're probably down, right? Now if market goes and closes 20% below the high, it could go a little bit more high-tech pressure. Now to understand where the monthly charts are, we will have a separate videos. I think we started talking about that, right? So monthly bounces. So if you ask the question, are we in a bearish territory? Are we in bullish territory? We will address that question in the next video. Appreciate it. It's quarter amazing. Thank you so much.